Hi, my name is Joe Caruso. I live in Woodbridge and I'm 63 years old. My unique hobby, which I feel I am well on the way to mastering, is making guitars out of cigar boxes. That's right. This is a cigar box guitar. These aren't anything new. You'll find pictures in 1860 of the Civil War with soldiers playing cigar box guitars, World War I as well. There was a bit of a resurgence in the 30s when people were a little tight on money and they basically started making their own instruments themselves. And cigar box guitars basically had a bit of a resurgence. So, how do you make a cigar box guitar? Let me show you. You start off with a cigar box. You can use the top for the face or you can use the back, either one. You need a board, so you can get this from your local lumber supplier. And the board will actually be going right into the guitar or through the guitar depending on how you want to build it. So you'll need that. Maple, poplar will do. Oak, poplar as well will do for the fingerboard. And this is where you will be cutting on the frets if you don't want to cut them right into the neck. So that's what you start with. I'm going to show you a guitar that I'm working on right now. And here's the face of the guitar. I cut sound holes in the shape of F-holes. I just like doing that. And I like using the back. I just find it's a little cleaner and it just looks better. And as a bonus, the lid on the guitar box now becomes the bottom, which I can open up if I have to get to the electronics and make some changes for the volume control. Here's the neck for that guitar. You'll notice here that it's been scalloped out, and that's to give the face of the guitar a better chance to vibrate and get a better sound. This here is called a scarf joint. It's a 15-degree angle. All guitar manufacturers put this on the guitar. This is a big step to get to the point where you can build a scarf joint successfully into a guitar, and I'm very proud to have mastered this piece of it. And as you can see, I put a fancy headstock on it. This is a gift for a friend. I want to put a big smile on his face. And lastly, the fingerboard. And you can see here I've cut the slots for the frets. And if you don't get this right, basically the guitar sounds pretty crappy and you got a piece of junk on your hands. Happy to say I've made over a half dozen of these and I've never messed one up and hope I never do. I'm going to show you the first guitar I ever built. And ironically enough, I couldn't find a cigar box to build my first guitar. So I used a craft box from Michaels, as you can see. And I built everything here except the box and anything that's metal. So I built the fingerboard, I built the neck, drilled the holes for the tuners, and this was my first build right here. Guitar box guitars are fairly easy to play because they're tuned to what's called open tuning. That is a G chord. There are 3 strings, G, D, and G. And if I press here, I get an A. And the musicians in the audience are now going, I know what you're doing. Yes, bar chords, or I'm just pinching all the strings in the same fret and I get a clean chord. And that's why guitar box guitars are so easy to play. Did I say that right? Cigar box guitars. Alright. So that's why they're so easy to play. So I built this guitar using a craft box from Michaels. I've experimented with a few other things as well. Here's one I built with a cookie tin. This sounds a little different. Seems to have a mellow, soft, and yet pretty strong, punchy sound. Again here, I put in the scarf joint and I put in a fancy headstock. And I name all my guitars. So this cookie tin cigar box guitar is called Lizzie. So that is Lizzie. And now I'm going to show you Dizzy. And Dizzy is a diddly bow. And Dizzy here pretty much represents the spirit of guitar box building. What junk do you have lying around in your shop that you can turn into a guitar? Plus a cigar box. So yes, this is the handle off an old hockey stick. The only thing here that's legitimate is the tuner. Otherwise, we have a bolt used here for the nut. We have a cutoff bolt used for the bridge. Part of an old Venetian blind here holding the string back. And you're saying, but how can you possibly make music with one string? Well, it's called one string blues. And it sounds like this. you can go on and on and on and on to play. So that's basically how you can play on a diddly bow. Very simple and very quick to make. So, I'm going to play a few songs here. You're wondering what else can you play? I've mentioned blues. Well, I'm going to play a little bit of blues on this, some rock and something else. So here we go with some blues. Just a short sample. And I should warn you, I'm a better builder than a player, so please forgive me here. And some rock and roll. So there's our rock and roll. And a little bit of folksy type music here. This just popped into my head one day, don't know where it came from. A nice little lilt to it. And that's about it. I should warn you, warning, warning, building cigar boxes is addictive. I built this first one, I was stunned at the sound I was getting out of it, and I've built about 9 since then. Mostly gifts, built gifts for other people. So that's about it for me. Joe Caruso, the little old cigar box guitar maker. Thank you!